Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. It's Tyrus Bane, aka Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition. Hitting y'all with a quick live stream, y'all. I wanted to touch on this topic because, I don't know, man, some real shit got to be said. Too many excuses being made, and so thought I'd give my 2 cents. Of course, these are all my opinions, right? This is my opinion. This is how I feel about it. It is what it is. I don't give a shit what anybody has to say about it. This is my stance and my belief based on certain facts, based on evidence and receipts that are available to everyone. These receipts are available to everyone. And right now I'm touching on the world of boxing, right? So Tank Davis had a press conference yesterday. Shy Killers was good. Shy Killers in the building. What is good with you? So Tank Davis had a press conference with Lamont Roach yesterday, and a lot of interesting things were said. And just in order for me not to bury the lead, basically, he openly ducked Shakur Stevenson. Gervonte Tank Davis, the face of therapy, ducked Shakur Stevenson openly in the press conference yesterday. The press conference he was about 3 hours late for. And so basically we can put these put this shit about, you know, Shakur Stevenson signed with Matchroom to duck Tank Davis. There's a reason that we can put that to bed as well. So basically, Gervonte Tank Davis said, "Why do I have to fight Shakur Stevenson? What has he done in the sport of boxing? Or what he do? What he do in the sport of boxing?" That's what Gervonte Tank Davis, the face of therapy, said. And my answer would be, and the interviewer asked him a great question. One of the interviewers, he said, "Wait, so you don't think Shakur Stevenson is better than anybody you fought?" Gervonte Tank Davis completely ignored that question. Completely ignored it and said some other shit. So Gervonte Tank Davis has made it clear that he has no interest in fighting Shakur Stevenson. All right. What he wants to do is, after this Lamont Roach fight, he wants to fight Ryan Garcia again. That's what he wants to do, y'all. Fight Ryan Garcia again. Dead Mike is in the building. Dead Mike is in the chat. What's good? That's what he wants to do. Lamont might be a live dog. I don't know. He might be. I'm not a gambler. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach might surprise everybody. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the bottom line is, it's clear that Gervonte Tank Davis has no interest in challenging himself in the sport of boxing. Right? He wants to fight Lamont Roach. And everybody thinks that Lamont Roach is going to get knocked out, including Tank Davis. But I want you to pay attention to one key thing that Lamont Roach said. Lamont Roach said that Tank Davis is not focused. We'll see. But, yeah. So, yeah, he has no interest in challenging himself. He wants to make his money and get the fuck out. He wants to retire after next year. Right? He wants to retire after next year. He doesn't want to fight anymore. He wants to fight Lamont Roach, and then he's going to fight Ryan Garcia. These are the words that are coming out of his fucking mouth. Gervonte Tank Davis is a fucking duck. Point blank and period. He's a duck. You know, there's a lot of excuses people are making, and, you know, I'm not going to get into specific excuses. Just basically saying that I don't know what the fuck the excuse could be. I can't even think about it, right? Because I've heard the excuses. You know, I've heard people try to speculate on why Tank Davis is saying what he's saying. They try to they try to determine his intent behind the words. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go by what he said. I'm going to go by what he said. And based on what he said, he's ducking Shakur Stevenson. He doesn't want to challenge himself by fighting Shakur Stevenson. All right? And what's interesting to me also is that Steven Espinosa said that Shakur tried to get in a long-term deal with the PBC. And the PBC basically told him that it's not the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we can't do that. So in order to make the fight with Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson was willing to sign with the PBC for multiple fight deal. This is according to him, right? Steven Espinosa. That's what he said. But they said no. You know what I'm saying? And I find that very interesting, but it is what it is. That's what he said. So clearly, not only did Tank Davis duck Shakur Stevenson, so did the PBC. The PBC said, nah, we ain't gonna take you on. And I have an idea as to why. I think it's because the PBC is not going to have the money that Shakur Stevenson may want or may require. You know what I'm saying? To get him the fights. They don't have a budget with the Amazon, right? What they have going with Amazon is a distribution deal. So they have to go outside of Amazon to get money for this budget. And, you know, that's just what it is, right? They don't have the money to pay for high caliber opponents for Tank Davis. And this is one particular excuse I want to touch on, because I can debunk this excuse, right? Well, if you say they don't have the money, if the PBC doesn't have the budget to put on high caliber fights, or to have Tank fight high caliber fighters that require more money than a Lamont Roach, that is the excuse. So so Tank doesn't want to embarrass himself by saying, oh, well, you know, yeah, the PBC ain't got enough money to put on big fights for me. No, I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling with that excuse. I'm not rolling with that excuse. Why? Because the PBC has put on fights and has had fighters on cards that were funded by Turki Al-Sheikh. The PBC had a fighter on that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul card. There were PBC fighters on that card. So if the PBC wanted to, they could get money for that Tank Davis fight. Eddie Hearn is with DAZN. Eddie Hearn, you know, not with DAZN, but he's part owner or whatever the fuck of DAZN. DAZN is Eddie Hearn's network. And Shakur is with Eddie Hearn. If they wanted to, they could do a joint pay-per-view, right? They could do a joint thing with DAZN, and DAZN could put up money, as well as the PBC. Not only that, if Tank Davis really wanted to fight Shakur Stevenson, if Tank Davis really wanted to fight Lomachenko, if Tank Davis really wanted to fight Devin Haney, they can make that fight happen. As a matter of fact, Turki Al-Sheikh was willing to put up however many million, $20 million guaranteed for Tank to fight Devin Haney. That's how you solve that problem of the budget. Oh, you ain't got a budget? Okay, well let's do this. You see, the problem is the reason that everything is so low budget right now for Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach is because no one is interested in that fight. No one feels like that fight is going to make any money or enough money to get a return on their investment to give Tank Davis this huge guarantee that he wants and give Lamont Roach enough money for it to be worth it. Lamont Roach, that he's not getting locked in, that he had other offers on the table that were the same amount. He's fighting Tank for legacy. I'm not rolling with this idea that Tank Davis doesn't want to fight big fights or fight elite fighters because, oh, well, the PBC can't get the budget for it. No, they can get the budget. They just got to go to the right place. They can go to a Jake Paul. They can go to a Turki Al-Sheikh. Turki Al-Sheikh would definitely put up the money for versus Tank. He would definitely put up the money for Lomachenko versus Tank. Matter of fact, Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, they have some type of deal with Turki Al-Sheikh right now. Right? The PBC doesn't, but they could be well on their way to having a similar deal as those other promoters. Turki Al-Sheikh is trying to put on the best fights. And if Tank Davis really, really wanted to fight these guys, he could fight them. He could fight them. And he would get a hell of a lot more than 2 fucking Ferraris. We have to, listen, Tank Davis is 30 years old. He's 30 years old. He's a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man. We need to stop coddling this dude. You know what I'm saying? All of his baby munchers and all that, y'all need to take a step back and understand Tank Davis is 30 years old. He's a grown-ass man who can make his own decisions and can handle his own business and can ensure that he gets the fights he wants. He doesn't want them. He wants to continue to fight mid to low-level fighters. He wants to take the easy route. Period. Tank Davis wants to take the easy route. And he wants to make millions and millions of dollars doing it. Well, that formula is not going to work. It's not going to work. Not in this day and age. You see, the Tank baby munchers are not going to be able to sustain his career. All right? You listen, Tank baby munchers. You cannot sustain Tank Davis' career. If he continues, you cannot subsist. You cannot continue to subsist his career and fool the casuals into believing that every Tank fight is a valuable fight no matter who he's fighting. Tank can fight a gerbil and it's going to be a great fight. You're going to see a devastating knockout. And yeah, you're going to want to spend $80 on pay-per-view to watch him fight a fucking hamster. All right? He can fight a hamster on Tuesday, a gerbil on Wednesday, a kangaroo on Friday. No, let's save the kangaroo for Saturday because that's when you want to have the big fight. Yeah, the kangaroo, he'll fight the kangaroo on Friday or Saturday. All right? That'll be the $80 pay-per-view. I mean, they're all going to be $80 pay-per-views, but that's going to be the live gate that's going to bring in a whole lot of money. He believes that he can fight a gerbil on Monday, a hamster on Wednesday, and a kangaroo on Saturday, and that everybody's going to buy it to pay to see him fight these rodents. Now, I'm not saying that Lamont Roach is on the level of a kangaroo. Oh, is there a fire? Oh shit. God damn it. It is a motherfucking wildfire. I can feel the fucking heat. These better be some goddamn controlled fires. Anyway, motherfucker. This is way too close to the crib. Anyway, oh. Yeah, this is not a controlled fire. Hold on, y'all. Anyway, damn it, the fuck. So yeah, you cannot continue to fight. Listen, Lamont Roach, he's good. All right, he's a decent boxer. You know what I'm saying? But listen, he's not elite level. He's not elite level at 130. But you're gonna pull him up. You're gonna pull him up to 135, so you can wash him, and everybody. You think everybody's gonna be satisfied with that? This is not gonna happen. No one wants to blame Tank Davis. Tank Davis has to take responsibility for his own fucking career and his own life and his own decisions. You make your own decisions. You're the MD. You're the MD of your own life. You're the MD of your own career. You know what I'm saying? What does MD stand for? Not medical doctor. Makes decisions. Right? Makes decisions. You're the MD of your own fucking life. We're not getting enough out of these fights that Tank Davis has. You understand? They're like, no one believes. Well, when he fought Frank Martin, there were people that believed that Frank Martin might pull off a win. But no one believes that Lamont Roach is going to do anything against Tank Davis, right? Does Lamont Roach have a lot of confidence? Is he displaying a lot of confidence in the press conference and all that shit? Yeah. Does he seem to be fazed by Tank Davis's, antics? No, he doesn't seem to be affected by it like that. But nonetheless, that does not amount to a hill of beans pre-fight. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't amount to a hill of beans. Because even though Lamont Roach, if he gets lucky enough, he might land a good shot, which I doubt, because Tank has a hell of a chin, and Lamont Roach is not a fucking knockout artist, y'all. Lamont Roach is not a knockout artist, so I don't see Lamont Roach clipping Tank Davis enough to do any real damage. Tank Davis is gonna knock this motherfucker out. If you don't have enough power or boxing ability, ring generalship, boxing IQ, if you don't have enough of that to overcome his power, and I don't think Lamont Roach has enough of that. The bottom line is, Gervonte Tank Davis wants soft touches until he retires, until he's done fighting. Well, he knows that. He knows that he can't continue to fight these motherfuckers and sustain his lifestyle and get as much money as he feels he deserves for fighting low-level fighters, mid to low level. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he's talking about quitting next year. Because he just doesn't want to do it, y'all. He does not want to challenge himself. He doesn't want to challenge himself. So he's going to stop fighting. All right? That's what he said. He said he wants to stop fighting next year. After next year, he's done. Because he does not want to challenge himself. He doesn't want to do it. All right? And he knows that the model by which he fights now is not going to work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna fucking work. Period. So he's smart enough to understand that it's time to hang up the laces, right? It's time to hang them damn gloves up. Oh, I'm not hating. I'm just saying that motherfucker ducked. Period. That's not hate. That's just the truth. He ducked. Yeah, you know, Tate versus Garcia 2 might be big business, but it's not gonna be big as the first one because of how easily, not how easily, but how handedly he beat Ryan Garcia. Because of how he beat Ryan Garcia, it's not going to be as big as the first Ryan Garcia fight. Frank Martin still asleep. Yeah. He knocked Ryan Garcia the fuck out. I mean, he knocked Ryan Garcia out, not the fuck out, but he knocked Ryan Garcia out, and he knocked Frank Martin the fuck out. So, yeah. But Frank Martin was his greatest challenge. But Frank Martin was inexperienced. You know, he was inexperienced, and he wouldn't listen to Derrick James. Like, listen, Frank Martin got his own. He got himself knocked out. This is what Tank Davis fundamentally understood about Frank Martin. You know, he tested him before the fight even happened. He knew where to push. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.